What is going on, everyone? It's me, Natsu here, and we're back with some more Dokkan battle. So we have another red zone clear today for you, and this is what I would consider basically a fully defensive build team right here with the LR, Vegeta, and Trunks. Now, I would say pretty much every unit on this team and how they performed was more of a defensive standpoint. So, yeah, I mean, we have, just to really name first and foremost, Tech Ultimate Gohan. The reason why I even ran this team in the first place is this is actually the exact same team I did for my Tech Ultimate Gohan showcase video for this event. And, I was pretty sure, obviously, I could beat it with this team, which is why this video is up here. However, people, I don't know, some people in the community, I understand this event is very, very, I'd say more in line with, you wanting to go in and just absolutely crush, and then with offensive power with this event, I feel like it's probably the better way to go around it for sure. However, that doesn't mean that, some of these units that want to be based around defense or stalling can't work in certain situations, right? I think, people looked at the Gohan and Goku team, the Exchange Goku Gohan team, can't really work here. And they're like, well, okay, no, teams that, want to go ahead and delay and stuff like that don't work. And that's not true. Because the only reason why the Goku Gohan team can't work here is because the second phase is physical, so you just do way too much damage. If the second phase was like, I don't know, even if it was, well, ideally AGL, right? But if it was like, even int or some random typing that wasn't physical, I think that the Goku Gohan team would actually work extremely well in this fight, right? You'd be able to build up Gohan very easily with all those AoE attacks, right? But that's besides the point. And this team, Tech Gohan, actually works very, very well. Keep him on rotation the whole time, getting his greatly stacking defense with his guard. He's able to tank super attacks at the end. It's like, people are, I don't know, someone said that just because Tech Gohan tanked a super attack, that doesn't mean that he's providing anything to the team. And I'm just like, okay, right? Another really strong defensive unit, of course, is Intamaj and Vegeta. He, again, has just had a massive glow up, and I think that he's also very essential for this team to go ahead and work. I actually run him as a floater, I feel like, a lot of the times when I recall. So he's actually able to really put in some good work here with his just consistent damage reduction. He could orb change and get the 6 orbs very nicely, right? There's a lot going on with him. We actually did bring Xenopan, so I know a lot of you guys probably didn't even or aren't even thinking about Xenopan as a unit. I haven't been able to get to Xenopan right now. I made a tweet asking for people to put in requests for what units they want to see, and there's like 15 billion units I kind of still want to do, right? So I'll be doing some of these like key units that I'll be interested in all the way until Worldwide starts. Then I'll shift focus back to more so worldwide situations. But I think seeing all these characters in the 200%, not 200%, in the new difficulty setting will allow people to get, more adjusted and see what these units kind of do and how to move forward with this, different type of power cube meta in terms of the events. Because this Cellmax event, again, just hits way harder than anything we've ever seen before. But Xenopan has the dodging, 50% chance to dodge. Of course, her type advantage at the end. She provides all in the family and same lineage to Tech Ultimate Gohan and STR Gohan if they would ever get a rotation together. They never actually got in a rotation together. These rotations that I have here are basically the rotations I try to keep for the most part. So the key would be, putting the Vegeta and Trunks in the slot 1 at the final phases of the fight. Then, of course, we would keep Tech Gohan in slot 2 to get the extra defensive Regi's turn. And we can get all in the family, same lineage with the floating units, right? Xenopan actually worked pretty well here. So I think that she's going to be a very strong option for us to use. Obviously, S tier Ultimate Gohan, he's going to be the tricky one. If he's able to get his, guard active and, do 1 or even 2 super attacks, he can take, minimal damage from this event, right? He's not, going to be the god tank or anything like that, or, a supremely good unit. You do need RNG and luck to go in your favor. I will 100% say that. But if you're able to get, the guard in your favor, right? Especially if you end up with him right here as the last, unit on the physical rotation, activating his guard, then you keep that guard in the next phase, because keep in mind, since it's a physical enemy, as long as he gets attacked by that physical enemy, even if his guard doesn't proc, he will be able to keep the guard up for the next turn that he'll be on, even if he's a floater, which will be, again, very, very useful for you to go ahead and take advantage of that, which is, you know, what you kind of want to aim to do, and that's what I did here. At this point, I feel like there's multiple units that could survive a Cell Max super attack, just tanking it right. Obviously, Vegeta and Trunks, Tech God Goku, Tech Ultimate Gohan, I think at this point should be able to survive one. Well, actually, not this next rotation specifically, because we didn't have like all the family or same lineage, but once we get past the next phase or the next rotation, Tech Gohan does have a higher enough defense. Obviously, the other Vegeta and Trunks, Int Maj Vegeta, right? He can also survive one. Tech ST Ultimate Gohan, I feel like in his like best situation, if he has like, you know, linked with Tech Ultimate Gohan, has his guard and triple supers, I would say it's probably possible that he would also be able to survive a super attack. Xenopan's able to dodge, right? You really want those dodges with her, but if you can get that off, that would be helpful. Right here, I decided to just use, I think I decided to use both active skills because, one, we're going to use a Senzu Bean anyway, so might as well just use it and then take care of the HP restriction now, the HP that we lose. I use this right here. Again, just so we could buff Tech Gohan's defense, while we don't have a unit that will provide him this defense links, since we're a little early on. I decided to, again, heal here. I was considering pushing Tech Gohan off rotation, but I decided to keep him because I looked at his defense. No, 480k, definitely not terrible without even all the family. And I think for this challenge, the whole reason I did it was to show that you could run Tech Gohan and stall with, you know, a majorly defensive based team and go ahead and beat the event still, which is what I did here. Now, you really do need to rely on Vegeta and Trunks for the damage. That's where most of your damage comes in. The Vegeta and Trunks unit, you know, I guess Int Maj Vegeta could do okay damage too on this turn where he has his, what's the word, the active skill up. I'd say that STR Gohan, if he gets like a triple super, he could do okay damage, right? But since we're floating STR Gohan off, he's not actually getting his greatly stacking of attack. And that'll really lead him to go ahead and do very little damage. But at this point, we really want to try and beat the event as soon as we can. So we're, again, multiple super attacks is so helpful. This was a very good turn because of the active skill and the triple super attack. Like, this helped really, really much. Like, look at all that damage Vegeta and Trunks did, right? And that's kind of the point of the team. You let Vegeta and Trunks, you do all the damage, and then you could soak up the damage with the rest of the team. And they actually do enough damage in this event for you to be able to do that. I found, obviously, right? Tech Gohan, right? Again, he's taking double-digit normals, which is very good. At this point, his defense is well over 500k without even the, you know, all the family, right? I mean, we have the active skill buff, so that's got to be fair there, right? But we're fine there. The double super attack from this guy, so helpful here. I don't remember if Somax double supered me. I don't think he did. I think I would have died if he did end up double supering me though, but we're fine there. So this is another turn again. We have STR Ultimate Gohan's guard, right? Because again, he got attacked by the physical enemy last time. So again, I decided to go ahead and, of course, use the active skill. I think I might have made a mistake and healed. I was like, okay, I gotta use Senzu right in my mind. Sort of experience, like, oh wait, no, the active skill. I have to use that here. You see my Yotsuba background right there, very pog, but I reset. It doesn't really matter resetting or not. Honestly, I think as long as you win. I think that's a lot of people's mindset about this event. Though this is not necessarily like a global team that you would run. I think, you know, obviously JP, and eventually when Global gets this unit, I would assume in November is when Global will get this unit. You know, you could run this team and you could really do very well in this event. Because keep in mind, well, also at the end, but my Vegeta and Trunks is 55% in the deep system. So you have to really recognize that. Now we have the active skill this turn, and of course the active skill is just, this is something you're going to get. So I think it's fine to like look at units and judge them, even if it's just a little bit, when you have them with this active skill popped, right? Just because, you know, it's 20% defensive buff, and you're going to use this when you want to, when you can, right? So I think we're looking pretty good here. I decided to keep Vegeta and Trunks in the first slot still, just because they get so much extra defense from being in the first slots. I'm able to get so much extra damage in with them being in the first slot as well. So it's like, you know, kind of have to, because they're the only ones carrying the damage, even though Tech God Goku would have been probably a better option in the first slot. They do so much damage that, like, you know, being in the first slot compared to slot 2 or 3, that I just had to do it, right? Getting the Dokkan attack here was really good because obviously we're out of sensu beans now, so we're able to do, again, more damage to Cell Max. With this Dokkan attack, almost an active skill, we're able to fully heal with Cell Max as well. Not Cell Max, we're able to fully heal our HP, which obviously is gonna be a pretty huge deal, and I think that this is kind of where like clinches the run for us. This Dokkan attack heal is just incredibly massive, right? And I will admit, this run definitely did take some pretty good RNG in terms of like some additionals, like additional super attacks right here, and how the Dokkan attack with the items like really lined up. But I definitely do think that it went very well. It's funny because Cell Max literally just kept supering me in the first slot, and I was like, okay, sure, right? I think the only scary thing, like the real scary thing, is this turn. If Cell Max supered, honestly, if he just supered it again, he would just kill me, right? The thing with like this boss is there's like basically like no rotation in the game that could just straight up tank. You know, well, okay, I won't, like, unless you have in Hercule, right? But most units in the game, you can't like have units tank two super attacks, like two different units in the same turn. It's just very improbable. Dodging maybe, but not straight up tanking. It's very difficult, you know, and it's a lot to ask for with some of these units, right? We have, look here, we have Tech going at 580k defense. He would be at 600k at least once he super attacks here. So again, he's starting to look really good. Trunks and Vegeta getting their damage in. Yeah, dude, he keeps supering in the first slot. It's so weird. Like, it's literally the exact same attack every time. I mean, I'll take it, man. If he wants to keep supering them, I think at this point, Tech Gohan on this rotation would tank less from a super attack. But it's still good to see them tank like that, right? So this was kind of scary because, again, we weren't going to kill on this rotation. We did take a lot of damage here. If Cell Max double supered me again on this Tech Gohan, we would have been finished off, I'm assuming. Luckily, RNG did not work like that. Xenopan obviously came in clutch with her dodges right here. And, you know, another thing is that she actually has a high chance to crit. So she can get, like, some little, like, extra damage in there, right? But if you see, we're fine right here. Perfect. And at this point, I'm like, okay, so of course he would, like, of course he would lock Tech God Goku here. So I was like, okay, do I keep Int Maj Vegeta in the front, or do I put them in the front? And, you know, I was going back and forth, but I decided to put them in the front. The reason why is because I feel like I was worried Int Maj Vegeta wouldn't be able to kill. But I know for sure that the Vegeta and Trunks would kill. Actually, right there I was checking, like, okay, I was also a little worried, you know, if he just instantly super attacks, who would have a better chance of survival? I would say if he instantly super attack, Int Maj Vegeta would have a better chance just because he has a dodge. But I decided to go with this just because I feel like, you know, if he doesn't super, like in this first 3 attacks, and then Int Maj Vegeta doesn't kill, then he supers after, I will feel like the biggest idiot ever. So I risked it a little and put them there. I mean, it's not really a risky play, right, per se, but it was the right play at the end of the day because he barely lived. But again, they have the guaranteed additional. So there we go. Cell Max defeated, I'd say, again, with the mostly, you know, off a defensively based team. Like, you know, Vegeta and Trunks, they're doing like, you know, 4 million attack stats. Outside of their active skills turns, I wouldn't really call them like a mega major offensive unit compared to, like, you know, the year 7s or even Ginyu or something like that, right? They're very defensively based. S-tier Gohan in this, you know, in this run, he was like doing like, what, 3-4 million attack stats, sure. And obviously, I would say no one else is going to argue the rest of the units being offensive. No way, right? But that is the run. Let me know what you guys think of the run. I think it went pretty well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be showing my builds for these units here. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.